Hey guys, Joe on it, coming back with another siege replay here for Rome 2. We have a 2v2 siege with two Seleucid attacking armies coming in against two Suebi defending armies. So that should be pretty interesting to see how that goes down. This army over here is being commanded by Dan, who's the guy who sent the video in. So dude, again, thank you for sending in another video. It's really awesome. Let's see, check out his army comps. He's got 6 units of his thorax swordsmen up on these towers here. The 2 towers on this side over here. Let's actually put that into slow motion. 2 units over here are 2 units of Royal Peltasts. He's got some Syrian archers tucked away in the woods, 4 units of those. He's also bringing a unit of his Persian hoplites here. Three more units of Royal Peltasts here in his rear line, one of them being his general. Up on this hill on this side, he's got his giant Greek ballista over here, and that is being defended by 2 units of thorax pikemen and a unit of Thurio spears. So well defended there for the ballistas, or the onager. Yeah, ballista. I was right. This Seleucid player, his name is Onel. He is kind of bringing very similar army comp that Dan did. He's got 6 units of the thorax swordsmen as well. He's only got 4 of them up on towers here. He does have his giant ballista up front line here with the levy pikemen right behind it. He's got 2 more units of his thorax swordsmen nestled away in the woods here. His 4 units of Syrian archers. He has his 2 units of Royal Peltasts back here. One of them is his general. 2 other units of Royal Peltasts here on his right flank. He's got a unit of light cavalry in the woods over there, and another unit of camel spearmen over here in the woods. Now, this battle was sent in by Dan, and he is one of the attackers, so we will not be able to see very much of the defending armies until they get inside of this one unit here, Spear Wall, which is way up on this hill here. They are seen, as you can see, there is no yellow eyeball above their heads, so both of these armies can see them. So, but yeah, we'll have to see what goes on. As you can see, we can see one infantry unit and 1 wall artillery unit so far. So let's get this battle going on here. We'll put it into play. We have about a 42-minute replay or so. So Seleucids are all moving up their siege equipment, pushing his 4 towers up on this side, 8 towers on this side over here. So they are trying to get this one going quickly as far as the moving up to the walls. Do we have any ballista fire coming from this side? No, not yet. I did hear something coming from over here, so let's see what this ballista is firing at. See if we can get a shot of where he is actually shooting at as they reload yet another set of rounds here. Okay, there goes a shot. Okay, so he's shooting into this wall here. It's already up to 40% damage. Whoa, good shooting there. 3 out of 4 of them hit the section he wanted to hit. That was great. You don't really see that very often from auto fire. I prefer to manually fire. I don't know. It's just a thing with me. I much rather prefer to manually fire artillery than really rely on the AI to do something, because stuff like that. 1 shot hit out of 4. These other 3 hit these buildings back here, which really doesn't matter. And again, hitting the wrong section of wall here. So yeah, if you guys didn't know, or you don't know how to use manual fire, you can easily just hit insert. If you have the artillery unit selected, just hit insert, and you can use your mouse to direct where the right button will direct where the fire is going to go. The left button will actually fire the artillery, and then if you need to jump around to the different pieces of artillery that you have, you can just press page up and press page down to move around on the 4 units, the 4 pieces of artillery that you have. Okay, so in the town center, as the towers are getting closer, we are seeing a unit of spear wall starting to show up, a unit of Wodena's spears. Let me take a look at these guys. Ah, okay, they look pretty cool. I like their shields. Very cool looking shields. Let's take a look at the spear wall here. Similar shields, just different painting on them, probably to differentiate between the units. Yeah, they have the same symbols. Well, actually, no, that's a boar. What does this one have? Some sort of a bird. Not entirely sure what kind of bird that is. We did have a quick glimpse here of one of the Suebian generals here. Ah, So now we have some ballista fire coming in onto these units already over here. This unit is already down 10 men from some ballista firing coming in from the ballista over here that was being controlled by Dan. Another big volley of fireballs coming in. Let's see if they're going to be able to do anything. No, all 4 of them missed. That sucks. I hate when that happens. So the walls are being completely undefended here by Suebi. So the Seleucid army on this side has a relatively easy push in here. Should be able to take the gates, no problem. Take the walls pretty much all completely. So some more of the units are showing up. We have a unit of Bloodsworn. You did see quickly there were some more flags over here, but they have disappeared again. And Seleucid player on this side is pushing up easily to take the walls also. More than likely, yeah, he's starting to move up the remaining pieces of his army. Let's see what Dan is still firing down over here. Still trying to hit into these units. This unit is down to 107. This unit is still at 110, and this unit of Bloodsworn here has still not been damaged. Dan is close to taking over this gate, so he should be able to have yet another way to get more troops inside the city here. And again, those 4 shots all look like they missed. No, one of them took a... Yeah, he took a pretty big shot. He's already down to 94 men. This unit has lost 8 since the last time we checked it, so they're down to 102. Thorax swordsmen starting to move around inside the settlement here for this attacking Seleucid army here on this left side. Probably just trying to get some eyes on some more units. Maybe start setting up an offensive line. This Seleucid army is doing pretty much the same, taking over towers, trying to get as much units up closer to the city so he can start making an offensive push. Dan is still just raining down artillery on these 2 units here, already down to 80 and 96 men. Have not seen one bit of melee combat yet. So he's doing a pretty good job being a really good teammate, trying to help break through this side of the Suebi defensive lines, trying to help out his allies. So that's really cool to see. It's really helpful when you have allies that actually work together instead of you guys just all coming in from different sections and trying to do what you can do. It's always better to be able to try and work together as a team. It seems that Dan has now changed his focus to start trying to plug down some of the units that are defending over here. Again, we have a unit of the Woodnez Spears and another unit of Woodnez Spears now that are pulling back. Dan is starting to move a unit of Thorax swordsmen around, probably to try and take this tower. I would have done this. I would do the same exact thing, but he's going to need to keep an eye on this ridge up here, because this would be a perfect place, perfect vantage point for a couple of units of archers, at least, to just get some really, really well placed fire down. And there you go. There's 2 units of longbow hunters up here on the wall from Suebi, and already getting shots down onto these Thorax swordsmen, down to 98 men. So he is going to quickly turn them around and run them back. Actually, now he's brought his artillery aiming in here. Didn't get a single kill. That's always rough to see. And up on this ridge on this side, we do have another unit of the longbow hunters. Well placed. Good job by the defending Suebi guys so far, using their archer as far as placing their archers, because they will be able to get a ton of flanking fire, into these Thorax swordsmen here. Their shields are on the opposite side, so they will be able to get some decent fire into these Thorax swordsmen. So hopefully this player on this side is going to notice this and maybe not just let them get murdered there. Dan is still moving more units in, so we still do have a decent amount of armies from both sides still outside of the settlement, so there's probably going to be a little bit of, allocating units and placements and stuff like that. So, but I'm sure it won't take very long. They do have several access points. This Seleucid player has 4 towers. Dan has the gate. I guess he did. He moved one of his towers up onto the wall, but the other towers have all stopped, which makes sense. I mean, I would have finished off pushing the towers up just so his men had more options to get into the city instead of all trying to choke point through this gate. But he seems to be handling the funnel line pretty well. He's pushing over 2 units of his Thorax swordsmen onto this side, taking this capture point here, and he has just captured it for the attacking Seleucids here. Artillery is now firing further into the defending lines, but again, still not... Oh, well, that one rolled in. So one of the units took a couple of losses, I think I saw. No? Okay. I thought... Oh, yeah, right there. That unit's down to 112. Okay. So not a complete loss. He's still getting some kills here and there. Let's see what these guys are going to do. Nope, nope, nope. And that one is not going to roll far enough to get into these units that are sitting back. Actually, let's see what we have here. We have, of course, they're starting to disappear. Unit of Bloodsworn here. 2 units of Berserkers right there. Berserkers are nasty. Did get a fire in there, and we can see hitting a lot of bodies. We got a good, just 10 guys here burning alive. So that was a good shot there. Too bad they still weren't able to be seen. So yeah, we have 2 units, a unit of Swordmasters and a unit of Bloodsworn. Bloodsworn has lost 10 men so far. 11 men for the Swordmasters and 19 men now for that unit of Bloodsworn. So well done with his artillery here. He must almost be out of ammunition now. Yeah, they don't seem to be reloading, so maybe he's just holding it off. Dan is starting to move some units around. He's moving some of his archers, using some Persian hoplites. They're pretty much a throwaway unit, so yeah, as you can see that yellow line right there, he's probably going to push them up and try and get this tower, because that will help him out immensely as far as the attack, as you won't have to worry about this tower. And the tower will, any unit that's up on this ridge here, the tower will be able to shoot at them on Dan's side, so that will be much help for him. This player is pushing up a unit of his Syrian archers to try and battle this unit of longbow hunters, but I don't think that's going to really work out very well for him. High ground is usually better. This unit's still at 90 out of 90. This unit is just getting plugged down. They're already at 64 out of 90. Suebi has put up a pretty solid defense here. He's got 2 units, a unit of spear wall here, Wodenaz warriors, another unit of spear wall here, and they are being backed up by 3 units of Bloodsworn. So that's pretty formidable defense on that side. And on this side, we have 2 units of Wodenaz warriors, and one of them is in their shield screen, the other one is not. And we have the 1 unit over here in shield screen. And yes, this unit of the Syrian Heaven Archers is just getting absolutely obliterated. This unit did not lose a single man, so that was a little bit of a rough part there for this attacking Seleucid player. He did lose a large amount of that archer unit, it can be rough, it can be difficult. Oh, he did move up the Persian hoplites over here. Are they going to be able to capture this before they get routed? They do have 2 units of archers, 3 units of archers firing down on them. If they can capture this, this would be a great advantage for the attacking Seleucid player on this side. And he got it. Just as this unit routed. Wow, that was timing. And they are still just getting shot down as they're trying to run away. This archer tower now is starting to be able to get some shots in on the archers that are up on this ridge. I think the archer tower will stop shooting if this player moves his units back, because they will no longer be able to be seen by the attackers, so the tower will stop firing. Let's see if we have any combat going on just yet. No, still moving units around. Have a unit of Royal Peltasts moving up here. Thorax Swordsman pushing up behind with another unit of Peltasts. We still have some more men getting off the towers here. Seleucid General up here on the wall. His 2 units of cavalry back here. His pike's still here. And another unit of Thorax Swordsmen waiting to get into the city. Dan has pushed up some of his Thorax Swordsmen here. They are doing a little bit of a skirmish back and forth. Actually, they are skirmishing the Wodenaz spears as the archers up on the ridge here are getting some good shots down. And actually, the Wodenaz spears are firing back their Pile as well. So, this unit, I don't know if this is this. I'm pretty sure this doesn't work the same as it does in other Total War games, but maybe try and put this unit into their shield wall. I know that shield screen helps with arrow fire, and actually no, it tells me right there. What does it do? Bracing melee defense and shield strength. Okay, so that would be in defense of like a cavalry charge or several units charging in. They'd be able to brace themselves very well. I don't remember what shield wall does, though, off the top of my head. Hopefully, maybe one of these units will go into shield wall, and I can read the little green dot real fast. Actually, we have a shield wall here. Armor strength, bracing, melee defense, and shield strength. So I guess that doesn't do anything as far as blocking projectiles. Okay. Dan has moved up another unit of his Syrian archers. They are firing up onto the ridge to this unit of longbow hunters. So well done to him. Maybe with these archers getting out of range, he's going to start shooting into the Wodenaz spears, because, well, no, they're both in their shield screen, but again, it doesn't say anything there for projectiles, and the Pila is coming in. What are these units? Lost 5 in that one. So both of these units have lost 5 men so far while being in their shield screen, so it does not seem that they really do that much as far as defending against projectile weapons, arrows, and Pila and such. We do have a big skirmish going on this side, though. This unit of wooden as spears is just getting obliterated continuously, down to 95 men. This unit at 73. Yee. They might want to need to move up a couple of more units over here. I mean, they have them close by, so they would be able to just charge right in. But these 4 units right here, Royal Peltasts and a mix of Royal Peltasts. Oh, it's all 4 Royal Peltasts. That's going to be a little bit of a wrecking crew. Royal Peltasts are pretty nasty. Do we have melee going on just yet? No, still more skirmishing going back and forth. Dan, like I said, has been able to take over this tower, so this is good. As far as the attacking side, O'Neill over here is still just moving units around, using all of his Pila to try and knock down this first line of defense here from Suebi. He's also now activated the depleted unit of Syrian archers that were over here. They are now firing down onto the Wodenaz spears as well. Getting closer and closer to getting some combat going on here, so I'm trying to keep an eye on both sides, make sure that we don't miss the initial combat. Unit of Thurio spears are now being pushed up. They do have Pila capabilities as well, so let's see what he ends up doing with them. Maybe he's going to move them around onto this side. Not entirely sure what he'll do. Still more skirmishing fire going on. Let's see what's outside still. He still has his ballista crew, his pikes, his 2 units of cavalry, and this unit of thorax swordsmen back here. Dan has moved his entire force inside aside of his ballista crew, which, again, I don't know if they're out of ammunition. They probably are. They did do a decent amount of firing on this Suebi side and on this side that Dan is attacking himself. Still moving around more units. This unit of the Thurio spears is moving up ahead of these 2 units of Syrian heavy archers on this side, which will be good. They did have a unit of thorax pikemen here that were defending, watching over and supporting the heavy archers here. Let's not forget about the ridgeline here. Dan may lose some of these Thurio spears if the archers are still here. I mean, I don't see them. Actually, we see another unit, Riders of the Hunt here for Suebi. Let's get a quick look in at these guys. They're pretty cool looking, you know. Good unit of light melee cavalry. So, quick, fast attacks here and there. Dan has done a very offensively defensive move, I guess you could say, or defensively offensive move. He's got his Thurio spears over here blocking this area, so if there's any sort of a charge or cavalry or anything coming around from this side, he will be alerted by his Thurio spears being here. Moving up 2 of his units of some Syrian archers to maybe get ready to see if the archers show back up again, he'll be able to get some fire up onto them. Okay, so he's moved in his thorax pikemen here into the front line, and it seems that they are pushing in against the Wodenaz spears. So combat has now officially begun. Actual melee combat has begun now. So let's see how well these Wodenaz spears will be able to fare against the pikemen. Pikemen are up to 9 kills. One of the units of the Wodenaz spears is pulling back. The other unit is staying in the combat, and there we go. Starting to see the archers pop back up on the hill, and Dan is going to start letting loose with his arrows into trying to get these archers to either back up further, maybe get a good volley into them and get them to rout off the battlefield, which I'm sure he's very interested in trying to get them to be gone, because they do have the massive advantage, should say, of the hill fire. Because if they're up over here, Dan's archers really can't see them very well. They know they're there, but they can't really gauge their aim very well. Archers now coming back up again, it looked like they got a small volley, quick shot into some of his Syrian archers here. Let's check and see how the spears are holding up against the pikes. Pikes have lost 3 men. This Wodenez unit is being cut down pretty good. But they did use a unit of the Berserkers to push over and start trying to get... they got around them. Yeah, they got a decent amount of guys around them. Let's see if they fold back in onto the Pikes here, as they seem to be doing that. But here comes a unit of the Thorax Swordsmen to cut down the Berserkers from behind now, as the Berserkers are now trying to rear charge or rear attack the Thorax Pikemen. Combat on this side has now begun. We have 2 units of Thorax Swordsmen taking on some Wodenez Spears. A unit of the Bloodsworn has pushed in, along with a unit of archers. I guess they've used all of their ammunition already, which is not really the greatest. I mean, I know they still do probably have a decent amount of archers. We did see 3 or 4 units up over here, and I'm going to assume that this player has at least another 2 or 3 units of archers himself. But that's kind of a bad sign to have a unit of archers going into your front line of combat. But, I mean, it is what it is. When you leave auto fire on, they will just shoot at whatever's in front of them. Pikes doing pretty well. I mean, they're getting cut down. They're at 95, but they are breaking this unit of the Wodenez Spears. And the Thorax Swordsmen are wrecking this unit of Berserkers. Wow, that is amazing. I don't even know if the Berserkers had a chance to go out of control. They are wavering as well, so these 2 units are already wavering. They will be more than likely routed off of the battlefield. It's got a unit of Bloodsworn here with Wodenez Spears reinforcing them. It's continuing to push forward. Actually, the Bloodsworn are pushing out into the Pikes. Pikes are being pulled back because of we did see some archer fire coming down from the ridge over here. Thorax Swordsmen have pushed into the Wodenez Spears and to the Bloodsworn. This unit of Thorax Swordsmen will also push in against the Bloodsworn here, and they will get a bit of a side... Oh, then they stopped. They're kind of fighting, but I don't know, he should probably he's trying to re-click again. They're just not pushing in to attack. Nothing really going on this side, so that's good for Dan's flank. O'Neill did push another unit of Thorax Swordsmen around over here. He's taking on another unit of the Spear Wall from this defending Suebi army. Suebi on this side is starting to look like they're getting ready to break. Wodenez Spears 23, Bloodsworn 44, and Spear Wall down to 34. So this first line of defense here is looking like they're soon to be cracking. But we do have another unit of Berserkers coming out with a unit of Night Hunters. Let's take a look at these guys. Oh, they are very light spear infantry. That's... I mean, he's using spearmen, which is good. Oh, we also have another 2 units of Bloodsworn pouring into this. So they will absolutely be able to hold here, if not completely rout these 2 units of Peltasts off the field, which would be good. Thorax Swordsman here still trying to push into the Spear Wall on this side. Let's take a look back over here. Pikes are being moved back in again. We have 2 units of Bloodsworn and a unit of Wodenez Spears. Bloodsworn are starting to pull back. Both units of Bloodsworn are pulling back, so this Wodenez Spear unit will have to take on 2 units of Thorax Swordsmen and a unit of Pikemen. But the Pikemen again are getting slammed by this unit of archers. Just really good shots, really good advantage to that hill. I mean, they can just lob shots right over these rocks, right over the cliff face here, down onto these pikes. Dan is having to pull them back yet again. We have a unit of archers over here getting wavering from the Suebi defenders. This attacking Seleucid army, O'Neill has pushed up 2 units of his Syrian archers. They are routing one of the units. Actually, that unit has now broken completely. So, but this unit, still, I would say this unit is probably a little bit too far out of range. I mean, they're not out of range, but they're out of sight. Because this is to get down here to see their vantage point. They have 2 cliff faces that they have to look up over to get shots into that unit of longbows. Yeah, the Suebi are definitely at a disadvantage. I mean, the Seleucids are definitely at a disadvantage on this side as far as the archer game that goes back and forth. Still no push out here from the Suebi, so this unit of Thurio Spears is pretty much just standing here getting paid to do nothing. We have a massive pullback from Suebi here. The 2 units of Bloodsworn and the unit of Wodenez Spears have pulled back. One of the units of Bloodsworn is pushing back up. Two units of the both of the units of the Bloodsworn are now pushing back into combat. Not sure what that was about. Pulling the spears back, I could see, because maybe he's going to try and start making another line of defense. Oh wait, let's see what they're doing here. He's trying to form them up. I'm not sure exactly what his plan here is. Again, I can't tell who these defenders are. One of them is actually the names of the defenders we have Unique and Pafliomeno Ruzi. I think that's how you say your name. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Yeah, we have a unit of the Suebi spear wall over here starting to waver, but yet another unit of Swordmasters coming in to take their place. 4 units of the Syrian archers on this side starting to get some good shots in, actually getting a couple of shots towards the general. This general has noticed this, they're pulling them back. Still raining down fire onto the general. This longbow hunter's unit is down to 44 men. The general did not take any losses. They are now moving a unit of the Bloodsworn over here to back up the spear wall that are starting to get ready to crumble as they are down to 42 men. Another unit of, actually a unit of Syrian heavy archers are now being pushed up into the melee combat on this side of the settlement. Yeah, so Suebi has pulled back. They have made a second line of defense. Here they have a unit. There's wooden spears being reinforced by 2 units of Bloodsworn on this side. Starting to see some breaking going on here from the Suebi player. The Night Hunters are breaking. We did have another unit right here that broke. Let's see if we can get an eye on what they were. Looks like it was a unit of Spear Wall that broke. Another unit of Bloodsworn is starting to break now. Sent in the Seleucid player has sent in another unit of his Royal Peltasts. So this frontline defense for Suebi on this side is starting to really crumble. There were 5 units over here, now they're down to 2. Unit of Royal Peltasts was able to get around, and they will get a charge in on the Swordmasters here. So this defense will probably not hold for very much longer. Suebi is pushing up one of his generals onto this side, though. I don't know if that's really a good idea. Personally, I wouldn't do that. You don't want to lose your general pretty much ever. You definitely wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't want to push him straight in to one of my front lines of defense. These Syrian archers, I did see red arrows, so yes, they're going to take the opportunity here to get some fantastic rear fire in on the defending units on this side. Bloodsworn Berserkers and a unit of Spear Wall. Dan has pushed up some more of his Thorax Swordsmen and Thorax Pikemen. They are taking on the 3 depleted units that were originally defending at this line where you can see all of the bodies. And his archers are back up at it again, getting some great fire down onto these Swordmasters. These longbow units have taken some losses. This unit down to 20. This unit is down to 59. Swordmasters have lost 17 men so far up on that ridge. Still nothing coming from this side over here. I mean, this is a great opportunity. I did see at least 1 unit of cavalry for the Suebi defenders. This would be a great opportunity. You know, they'd be able to push down and around over here. Get one of the units of cavalry to push in over here, or maybe bring some of his archers back up over here to just knock this down. He would have to deal with the pikes that would move over, but I mean, to get these Thurio spears out of the way, pikes don't have the greatest of defense. Oh, their armor is actually 70. Wow, okay, so never mind on that plan, but still, they would have to be facing in this direction. The archers would be able to get a flanking fire or rear shots on them. So, but okay, I digress there. Let's get back over to the battle. Sorry about that. Just kind of giving a little my opinions here and there on these videos. Thorax Swordsmen are now taking on a unit of Bloodsworn and Wooden Spears. The pikes that were over here apparently got routed off of the battlefield. Let's see, where are they? Yes, there's the unit of pikemen. There are 15 men remaining. Archer towers are shooting at some sort of a Suebi unit that was over here that I guess was routing. Let's check and see what's going on over here. So so we have 1 Seleucid general here, another Seleucid general here. We can see 1 of the Suebi generals. So 3 of the 4 generals have been accounted for so far. Unit of Bloodsworn is starting to waver. They are losing decisively and are tired, but they have been able to right themselves somehow. I never really understood how that happens. They're wavering, their morale is through the ground, and somehow they can just pull themselves back. I don't know if that's a special ability of theirs, or if maybe they're... I don't see discipline symbol on there, so I'm not sure why they're able to do that. On this side, we have a Levy Pikeman unit that is starting to waver and rout from the Bloodsworn, probably getting some friendly fire in from these archers, maybe getting some friendly fire in on their backs from this unit of Royal Peltasts. But they have been able to rout, they have been able to recover themselves, but the Peltasts do have the discipline trait to them, so they can rebolster units as they get closer and closer to them. And now this flank is open. This flank is pretty much open. That unit of Berserkers has now broken. So this Seleucid army over here, Onel, will be able to start pushing towards this town center, and I'm not sure where the town center is. The only ring that I've been able to see so far is up on this hill. I don't know if that's a capture point. I think there's one down somewhere else. Yeah, oh, here's one there right there. That's probably a morale boost. I don't know where the town center would be here. Oh, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the town center here. Okay, so the general for the Suebi is pulling back. We have 2 more units of Swordmasters coming out of the rear lines. So I guess they did have a decent amount of guys here in reserves, which is good. Unit of the Spear Wall has moved down this hill to the bottom of this hill now. And all of these archers over here. Ooh, completely undefended units of archers. Where is that cavalry? He's all the way over here. Looks like he's going to start coming around this way. I don't think they're going to make it over there in time, though, because Royal Peltasts, they're marching, they're walking, but Royal Peltasts will more than likely be able to get over there, or at least maybe stave off. Nope, the cavalry has stopped. Yeah, they stopped, still disappeared again. They went behind the buildings. Dan has cleaned up this side over here, so they will be pushing up his Thorax Swordsman up through this road to meet up with his Seleucid ally here. 2 units of Swordsmen coming down to take on some Thorax Swordsmen. 2 units of Thorax Swordsmen here. Onel does have a decent archer grouping here. He's got 3 units of his archers here, getting some good fire in onto the Suebi units as they are coming down out of the town center. Suebi Swordmasters are charging in, getting some good peel of fire into the rear of that Thorax unit as they were trying to try and maybe get into a better formation. Okay, so here comes this cavalry. I want to check an eye and see what they're able to do. He's pulling the Spear Wall unit down to charge them into the Royal Peltasts, which is going to be good. What's he going to end up being able to do with this cavalry? We do have the Shield Bearer's General coming over here. So I'm kind of interested to see what he's going to be able to do. The Shield Bearer's General is forming up, so the cavalry is going to pull back. I mean, really not a bad idea. Would not want to use. I mean, it's cavalry, it's light cavalry, but still. Oh no, he's going to charge them. Oh no, he charged. He got it. He got hit by the general. So the general caught him up, but we have a. That's a little bit of a pull through on my feeling, but okay. So he got into some of his guys into this heavy Syrian archer unit. And what is over here? We have another unit of cavalry here. 2 more units of berserkers coming out of the background over here. So that's going to be a problem. Seleucid General here is pretty much locked into combat, and if these berserkers get over here, we will not see this shield bearer unit for very long. Unit of Syrian archers here are breaking. Cavalry is here on top of them now. General's trying to pull back. He's leaving his back completely open for these berserkers to get in. That's not a good move there. They're going to get murdered unless they're able to get out. Okay, so this unit of berserkers got held up by the Royal Peltasts here. A couple of them are able to get around, but this unit of berserkers is probably just going to file right around. Oh, maybe no. He's going to charge them in over here to help the defense line. That makes sense. I understand that completely. This is the unit of Riders of the Hunt that had technically pulled through the Shield Bearer General here. Shield Bearer General, though, his morale is not looking too hot. He's already got the yellow on his flag, so that's a little concerning for this Seleucid player over here, Onel. Dan is still moving up more of units of his archers up here. Are they firing at all? Not yet. This unit just started to fire into just the rear line of all of this Suebi units here. The Suebi units were able to break through one of the units of Thorax swordsmen here, so this is going to be a good opportunity for Suebi to come around and start getting into some of these pikes, maybe get over here and start hitting the general, finish off this unit of Thorax swordsmen. So they will now have 6 units right here that are now able to come out and start helping with the defense of this city. They still do have a unit of cavalry over here. How many archers did they lost? 15, they lost 18. So, and I don't see the third unit of archers over here, but Onel's cavalry is now starting to come into the city. Let's see what he's going to end up using them for. Unit of Riders of the Hunt coming around now. Unfortunately, this Seleucid general is now completely surrounded by 3 units of berserkers. That's not going to be a good time here. The cavalry from Suebi has just pushed up over onto this road, and the defense has now started being offensive. They are pushing some of the archers away. The 2 units of the cavalry from Onel's army are pushed into some berserkers. Here comes the unit of Riders of the Hunt. They're going to charge in to the rear of the camel spearmen. Good charge in there by the Riders of the Hunt. These camel spearmen have only lost 1 unit, but the Riders of the Riders of the Hunt are not going to stay in that combat for very long. They're going to come over here and get these 2 units of archers that are, again, undefended archers, which is rough, but the camel spearmen have pulled out of melee combat, and they will be more than likely coming over here to head off the rest of these Riders of the Hunt to save his archers. Dan is making a pretty solid push here. A lot of the Suebian troops that were here on this front defending line have now come over here to help finish off this unit of Royal Peltasts, and still working on this general here. I don't know if 5 units is necessarily needed on this side, but they are starting to form up a little bit more of a defense. But now they're firing into the Thorax swordsman here again. Dan is moving over his 2 units of Syrian archers that have been sitting over here with the unit of Thurios spears. Again, Thurios spears are just sitting here guarding nothing. Which, I mean, I understand completely why he's put them over there. I'm not entirely sure why the Suebi players did not try and have any push around over here, because if they were able to get through this unit of spears and their archers could have shot down the unit of pike that was here, they could have just come right into the rear lines here of Dan's attacking army on this side. So the Riders of the Hunt seem to be gone off of the battlefield. We have the camel spearmen here running down another unit of berserkers. We have another unit of berserkers here that are still going out of control, and 2 more units of berserkers, 2 units of swordmasters here pulling back. So it looks like they're starting to try and make a little bit more of a defensive position here. The berserkers that are going out of control are running out of control right into these units of Royal Peltasts here. So there's only 10 of them. They probably will not last very long. Let's see real quick if we can. 75 kills for a unit of berserkers. That's a little under their normal. I mean, usually berserkers are able to get well over 100 kills. But I guess maybe they just had bad opportunities with that unit of berserkers, as they now have been routed off the battlefield. So we have both of the Suebian generals down here. I don't really know how much Suebi has left in form of defense. They did pull these 4 units that were fighting over on this side, on this street here. They've pulled them back up onto this hill here. I don't think this is the town center, though. I'm really thinking that this is the town center here, because there's the flag right there. I don't... Oh, there's a flag up here too, but I think this is just a capture point. I'm pretty positive that would just be a capture point. It'd be cool if that was the town center, though, because then they would have to push up through... Well, that would actually be really choke pointy, but they would have to push up this hill to get this, to get to the victory point. Suebi archers have come back out of the land of nothing, getting some really good shots in on the Syrian archers here, while this Syrian archer unit is now turning to face them. One of the units of longbow hunters has just decided to start wavering. Actually, no. Okay. This unit of Syrian archers back over here are firing up over the hill onto the longbow hunters here. They have now routed. And I'm going to guess that these two units of archers here will probably start burning down this unit of longbow hunters here as well. This general has found himself in basically a kill pocket here, and he will be evaporated off of the field. Royal Peltas had pulled in behind, started throwing Pila into his back while they were fighting a unit of Thorax pikemen. So this general is probably not long for this battlefield. The four units that were up on this ridge here for Suebi have pushed back down the hill, taking on a unit of Royal Peltas. O'Neill was able to squeeze two units of his archers around behind them into... The Berserkers have come out of combat and now taking on the archers. The archers will obviously not last long at all, as they are starting to waver. So one Suebian general has been routed off the battlefield, and one of the Seleucid generals has been routed off of the battlefield. So O'Neill's army is pretty much... He's got this one unit of his camel spearmen over here, 37 kills for them. He's probably just going to come over here and charge through into trying to help Dan get these four units off of the battlefield as Dan moves over yet another unit of his... Oops, wrong button there. Another unit of his pikemen over to start pushing into the units of berserkers and swordmasters that are here. Dan has also moved over a couple of units of his Royal Peltas that are now, yelling back and forth with the Suebians. Come on, man, we're going to fight. We're going to kill you and take your settlement. Probably something way worse than that. But Dan is starting to fill out this front courtyard here in front of the town center. And he does still have the Thurio spears over here, two units of archers and another unit of Royal Peltas in reserve. And another unit of his Thorax pikemen back here in technically a reserve spot also. Royal Peltas were starting to throw some of their Pila up, some archer fire going into the general here. So what do we have left here? We have a Wardunez spear general, spear wall, and a unit of swordmasters in the defense here. I don't think that Suebi really has anything left. I mean, they've got these two units of swordmasters over here coming around, but they're about to get cut off. There's an archer unit here. They're wavering. They are getting some shots into these Royal Peltas. They're going to get some flanking fire, and once the Peltas turn the corner, they will start getting some rear shots in on the Peltas, which will be good. Be able to start knocking down some of those numbers. But yeah, so this Suebian general has been broken off of the field. Actually, I don't even see any of them running away, so I guess all of them died here. We're at about 39. Yeah, we're at 39 seconds left in this battle, so I'm going to guess that this is going to be a victory for the attacking Seleucid armies. It was a fun battle. Like you can see there was death in decent amount of death around. A lot of death over here, actually, through the town center, through the front courtyard in front of the town center. And yeah, so Suebi's, all of his units are starting to waver. This one unit just won't. Okay, now they're starting to waver. Okay. So this is going to be the end of this battle. But yeah, really fun battle. Good defensive tactics here and there from the defenders. Really, really well done by the attacking factions. Dan and O'Neill, you guys did really well. Working with each other, helping each other out, being good teammates and everything. So, Dan, again, thank you for sending in this video. Let's go over some post-battle army comps here. Dan's Royal Peltas General, 12 kills. His Ballista had 81 kills. Unit of Archers, 230 kills. Good job. 117, 141, 184. So all of his archers over 100 kills. Some of them well over 100 kills. Persian Hoplites, that's the one that moved up over there to take that first tower on the left side of where Dan was attacking, so they got 0 kills. But they took that tower, which was a big help for Dan on his side. He didn't have to worry about that tower. His Royal Peltas, 124, 62, 112, 13. Thorax Pikemen, 136 and 171. Well done there. Thorax Swordsman, 57, 162, 17, 20, 35, 62, and his Thurio Spears here with 0. I think that's the unit that, that's the unit that was defending on that left side street there. O'Nell's General here, 86 kills, his Ballista with 28. His 2 units of cavalry, 45 and 6. His archers did, 103, 78, 10 for this unit. I think that's the unit that was on that first rock face that just got obliterated by the archers that were up on the top of the hill there, on top of the cliff there. And his last unit of Syrian heavy archers, 144. Levy Pikeman, 49. His Royal Peltas are 124, 119, 239. Well done with that unit of Peltas. 101, 152. And then we get into his Thorax Swordsman, 45, 27, 53, 48, 51, and 38. So, not the greatest of numbers here for the Thorax Swordsman, but again, they were used when they needed to be used, and they got the kills that were needed to be done. Dan with 1736, O'Nell with 1546 kills. Let's get on to the defender's side. Apofalio Menoruzi. Again, sorry if I'm saying your name incorrectly. His general had, his general Woodness Spears, 17 kills. His Riders of the Hunt was 56. His archers, one of them did pretty well, 130, 50, 17, and 54. I don't know where his archers were, because they were, I couldn't really tell which army was where as far as who was controlling which army. His Berserkers, 98, 61, 131, and 17. His unit of Bloodsworn, 42, 86, 64. Night Hunters, 21. Maybe he was the defending army that he was defending against O'Nell's army, so his archers were the ones that were up on that first ridge. Spear Wall, 25 and 1. Then his units of Swordmasters, 0, 142, 145, and his Wodenaz Spears, 19. And then we have Unique. His General, 57. Riders of the Hunt for him, 86. His archers really didn't have the opportunity to perform very well, 62, 66, 58, 26. His Berserkers, they did pretty well, 80, 76, 39. This unit with 141 kills, that's pretty good. His Bloodsworn, 62, 54, 94. Swordmasters, 93, 143, and 98. His Wodenaz Spears, 37 and 24, and Spearwall, 45 and 31. Which, again, I'm going to say, as far as spears go for defenders, they're not really made to get a whole lot of kills. Obviously, you see sometimes where they get an exuberant amount of kills, but that's not really their main job. Their main job is to hold choke points and allow their archers and other, ranged abilities to be able to kill down units, or hold choke points long enough for units to be able to come over and reinforce them and such like that. So I'm not really bashing anybody for spear kills or anything like that, because spears have a job. So yeah, this was a really fun battle, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoy the content that I'm putting out on my channel, please give me a like, comment, and if you feel up to it, subscribe to the channel. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.